All right. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the August 24th Agent Sandbox meeting. I'm your host, Janet. Today we have announcements and a few discussion topics. The first announcement is that the latest 0.5 patch releases are out. So folks can go ahead and look at the new releases. I think our focus is mainly on the keep improving the performance and stability of the controller. And we also updated a few examples. This is 0.5.5 and then 4.6. There's also some improvement to the overall stability, including the sandbox to pod mapping. But before, there could be, in rare cases, there could be more than one pod mapped to sandboxes theoretically. So in the controller, we enforce that to prevent that from happening. And then moving on to the next announcement, the alpha API is going to be dropped. This means that it's not going to be supported. Existing alpha object will not work after upgrading. So we have a migration script for people to migrate all the existing V1 Alpha 1 object to beta. And then this is being developed in a feature branch. And then I think 3 of the 4 major changes are in, so we're likely going to be shipping that this week. And that's going to be going to be version 1.0.0. All right. Any questions or comments? Moving on to the first discussion topic. It's about the auto suspend and traffic triggered resume feature. We are working on that. This is mainly integrating with Envoy Gateway for buffering the traffic and to trigger the resume from traffic. And is Shruti on the call to discuss this one? I think we can move on to the next topic, and if Shruti joins later, we can discuss that in detail. And actually, let me share the link to the agenda in the chat so folks can follow along. The next topic is about the Agent Sandbox operator release schedule. I think this is about the OLM operator.
Yes, so what I wanted to say is that we have published the operator. So if you click on the operator, the link on the operator word, you can see on this website is the community operators. There is this agent sandbox operator that you can install in your cluster. Would be also interesting to know if there is somebody that is actually using this operator as alternative way to the Helm charts or the basic install. But I think there is this week there isn't much people in the chat in the call. But yeah, so this is the operator, and the question was to discuss how often to release it. It's actually two parts. One is to build it, which actually means creating the bundle. Yeah, actually, just upgrade the version in the make file and running make bundle, which is one thing. And the second thing, you need to open, I open another pull request into the community operators repository where I copy the bundle and it gets updated in this website. So you can see it's 052, the current version, because that's the only bundle that I uploaded. Um, my proposal would be this release thing we can do less often because you go very fast with the release. It's almost once every 2 weeks. So we cannot keep up with community operators. So we can decide the release for the actual publishing. So this website like Kubernetes operator marketplace. For the other one, for the bundle itself, which can also be installed manually, my question, we already talked, Jeanette, also via pull request, but somebody also proposed to make it automatic. So when you do the release, somehow also the make bundle runs. And I know you're not super convinced about this, but my point is if I open the pull request myself, by the time, unless we don't prioritize it somehow, by the time we get this pull request merged, a new version will be published. So we are will be always behind. The only way to at least get the bundle itself ready should be by automated. And in case you're wondering, a bundle is just like a couple of, it's just a folder which is gets automatically generated by operator SDK, this tool that generates all the CRD packs in a way that this thing likes, and yeah, then you just publish it and you are able to install automatically the operator.
Yeah, the reason that I don't want to bundle this with release is that first, this thing um, needs to happen after the release is cut and published because it uses the public manifest. So,
Yes, I mean
so
it
we
uses the
cannot use
image.
the same release version tag. I think maybe this will be versioned differently uh, than the Agent Sandbox controller version, or maybe this just ships on the minor versions, but not the patch versions,
Yeah, that's also a
something like that.
possibility. But all this bundle needs is the image, the version that is updated. Because in the make file you write the version, and in that version, using defaults, you can also change that. By default, uses registry dot I don't remember anymore, agent sandbox slash whatever version 053. So it doesn't really need, yeah, that. I think theoretically you can run in the same process when you build when you publish the release. It's just an additional step to also run this make bundle. Or maybe I'm missing something.
I think this can be a separate workflow, like the Python one, because the Python release is also a separate workflow.
Okay, but do you want to have some pipeline that then you can trigger when, or how do we want to do it? Because I think me looking at it and submitting a pull request is not really easy, let's say, because it's will be always with the delays, and if I'm on PTO, for example, nobody will do it probably. So
But then this needs to be a PR anyways, right? Or can it be a Because for Python, we are publishing to PyPy. It doesn't affect the repo.
Yeah, but this one should affect the repo.
Is there a
Ideally,
way we can is there a way we can do something like Python so that it doesn't require additional approval?
I mean, you can do it, but then the bundle on the repo itself is outdated. Because every time you do make bundle, the minimal change at the release, ideally, if the CI works, the only minimal change that you have is just the image in the controller will be updated with the new image that you just published.
Yeah, I think in either way, someone needs to create a PR, right? And
Yeah,
and then
probably.
someone else needs to approve that. So we cannot avoid that.
Okay.
It's either just you or you plus a few more people.
Well, if I open a PR, is I open, you approve. If you open the PR, you open and I approve. I mean, it's more or less the same thing in the end.
Yeah. But then even if we automate that with the release, someone still needs to go through that approval
Yes,
process.
but at least a PR is open and doesn't wait for a human. I mean, I don't know. This was my proposal. Um, just the idea is that how do we update this if we want to update, or we let the user build itself
So
the
if we do
bundle?
this as part of the release workflow, it's going to be always using my account because there's no robot
Hmm.
account that can open a PR. So,
Okay,
so there's still some, and then someone needs to approve that as well. There's still some manual step. I
okay,
don't see much difference between doing this in the workflow versus someone builds their own automation. So for example, and for the Agent Sandbox normal release, there's also a step that I need to promote the image in the K8s IO repo. And that for that one, I just have to write a script and then that will run as part of the release workflow. But that PR is generating using my account and someone else still needs to approve that. I think this is somewhat similar to that. So
yeah.
the need
I
first
mean, I
for
mean,
someone
I
to
think
approve is the same.
yes, but at least we have somebody that creates the PR. Because if I forget and nobody's going to create the PR,
Yeah,
that was my point.
I would like to not maintain this if possible. So maybe um, we can publish some I don't know some scripts for detecting a a new release, and then you can run it as a Chrome in your machine so that it will just publish a PR. Or maybe you just do it in a different frequency, like monthly.
Okay. Yeah, okay. I guess that's also another way to do it. Yeah, also I wanted to say in the link in the meeting notes, I also wrote there was a pull request to integrate config map to enable all these flags, which also affect, for example, the flags that are being done for suspend and resume as a config map in the operator. And this helps not only the operator itself, but also all the other deployments. So instead of like redeploy with Helm or with manually closing deleting the controller and re-uploading it with the right flags, you can simply have a config map where you select the flag that you want to have enabled, and then the controller updates, reconciles itself with the changes, and you have all the flags that you need without need. And this is especially useful, for example, for the operator, true, but not only. You don't need to reinstall every time.
Yeah, sounds good. I can take a look at this PR.
Okay. And yeah, for the life cycle, then I would say monthly for the operator publish.
Yeah, sounds good.
Oh, okay. So let's say every two release, like every two meeting that we have. How does it work with the Helm charts, by the way?
I am not sure if anyone is maintaining the Helm chart. I think it's about the same that someone needs to open a PR to update Helm
Okay,
to
but
have
how often are they also not regular?
also not regular.
Okay,
It's also manual.
okay.
I think these two are going to be maintained similarly. Don't if you have better proposal, then please feel free to let me know. But I cannot think of a better proposal than just opening a PR.
I mean, alternatively, one can build, but I don't think it's very standard. You can build the bundle locally. So I do the app. Yeah, I'm not sure, 100% sure, but theoretically I can do make bundle locally. Then I don't open the PR, but I send the bundle directly on the community operators repo. So I can have the bundle with all the new features in the community operator. So you see the operator with on the website with the new stuff. But on the Kubernetes 6 Agent Sandbox branch, Agent Sandbox repo, you see still the old bundle. But I think it's not really a good idea because then I can theoretically change the bundle and it's not open source, let's say.
Yeah, maybe after we collect more user feedback, we can figure out how we want to handle this. I look at the
Mm.
home on chart. The image is set manually, so I think the chart doesn't need to be updated too frequently.
Yeah, but what's the default? You cannot, can you, is there a default for the tag? Because also in the operator, you,
Yeah,
you
I
don't need
think
to write.
it's a required field.
Ah, okay, okay, okay. So you know, yeah, maybe we can do something similar. I mean, it's not really also standard, but at least will prevent users to use bundle with, well, man, it's not really, it doesn't really make a difference.
And
But
I
let's
wonder,
say for, sorry.
well, there's a question about how do you collect the telemetry for the operator usage?
I don't think there is telemetry at the moment because it's simply like if the controller itself or the all the pieces have if they don't have a telemetry bits, so like the operator is nothing special. Like there isn't. I don't think there is additional specific stuff that is not present in the normal controller or main repo. So
Maybe tracking some certain deployment or label could help track
again,
the usage of the operator.
okay. Does this have to do also with the observability and this kind of stuff?
Yeah, I think folks are just interested in seeing the usage of operator, of the agent
Okay,
sandbox operator.
I'll try to add something. Thank you.
And then I think Victor added
Yeah,
this.
I added in case we have enough time for that. Uh, I already introduced the bug that I opened for the default shutdown policy, and we discussed about the fix that I proposed. It was rejected because it changes an API or customer experience. So I tried to propose another way to fix that just for pools, just as an optional claim defaults during the creation time, just for sandboxes for pool. Something that is uh, doesn't affect upgrade and doesn't affect anyone. Do not require change for API, and still it should resolve the issue that, well, it's generic for any sandbox, but for the VMs, it becomes a critical issue for the production environments, at least.
So basically, the proposal is to add a field on the worm pool for overriding the system default of shutdown.
Yes, that doesn't affect single sandboxes, GitOps, anyone. It's optional. So if there wasn't such, the existing sandboxes will behave the same.
So basically, each worm pool can have their own default, even if they are referencing the same template. Have you thought about putting it in the template versus a worm pool? Um, what's the difference?
I don't know. You mean template specific, not the pool specific default?
Yeah, a field because a claim is created from a worm pool that's referencing a template. So technically, we can put this in template for worm pool.
Yeah.
And it depends on the use case. I think we can discuss that in the proposal as well, about whether this field is needed and where should we put it.
Okay. Great.
Right. I think we're at time. So for the auto suspend and resume, I think folks can just look at the PR and see what's going to be implemented and provide feedback as well.
I added some feedback bit like half an hour ago. Yeah, mostly misses the updates for the operator, and also I think the router also it duplicates the implementation of the router that was the deployment. For example, there is another YAML for the deployment. So, but I think it is because the PR was opened a while ago, so it's a bit old.
Yeah, sounds good. And this PR is still need some time to finish, I think. Yeah. Okay. All right. Anything else from anyone? Cool. All right. Thanks for coming. See you next time. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Bye bye.